One of the things that Trump has bemoaned the most about the previous administrations of the United States, and more particularly the ways that they've been run, is the trade deficit. Now, he's considered this to be a bad thing, like a trade deficit is a bad thing for the United States. Unless, of course, we consider that this is the foundation of one of the foundations of imperialism, the ability to extract value from the third world, or underdeveloped countries as they were called before there was a concept of first and third world. So having a trade deficit isn't actually a bad thing. It depends on what's being done. For the United States, it's been a tremendous beneficiary to the economy, as it has made many of the consumer goods and the luxuries that first world people enjoy that much cheaper and that much more available to them. However, despite all of his bluster about being against a trade deficit, that deficit is now higher than it has ever been in U.S. history. The Commerce Department reported Wednesday that the U.S. posted a more than $891 billion merchandise trade deficit last year, the largest in the history of the country. Significantly, the trade deficit with China hit a record $419 billion, despite a series of tariffs the administration imposed on Chinese goods to decrease reliance on imports. Meanwhile, the overall goods and services deficit jumped 19% between November and December 2018 to $59.8 billion, the highest monthly trade deficit in 10 years. Now, regardless of where it is that you stand on this particular issue, like you support the United States or you support a particular trade system or you're opposed to the whole thing in general, what's very clear here to all parties, regardless of their various political stripe, is that Trump has done the opposite of what he said he was going to do. Now, he said that he was going to get rid of the trade deficit. He was going to turn it into a trade surplus, that the U.S. would make more money because they'd be exporting. Of course, this flies in the face of many economic realities that even students of Econ 101 would understand. For example, that being the cost of production is immensely lower in other countries, the underdeveloped ones, the third world countries, which is why manufacturing was sent to Mexico, Indonesia, Honduras, China, India, etc. This wasn't just something some greedy capitalist did. This is something they had to do in order to lower the cost of production, to maintain a rate of profit, to help stave off the tendency of the rate of profit to fall. But that's getting a little bit too much into Marxist economics for this video. What is important here, that despite all the bluster Trump has put out about he's gonna change, he's gonna reduce the trade deficit, he's gonna make it a trade surplus, America's gonna be great again, and all this, despite all of his efforts to undermine China, specifically China, and also Mexico and other countries as well, but the primary target being China, it's been a complete and utter failure. Not only has he not even maintained the status quo, like you could make the argument that if the status quo remained, that he was doing the best that he could, etc., and basically look the other way on his failure on that policy. But he's made it worse, which makes it impossible to deny that not only does the man not know what he's doing, the people around him don't even know what to tell him. The man creates policy with knee-jerk emotional reactions rather than calculated game strategy, game theory, or some kind of long-term policy that the United States wants to put out. And that is very symbolic of the presidency that Donald Trump has had thus far. One that didn't seem to have any plan. It had many goals, but no concept of how to achieve them. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.